England are playing an international game for the first time behind closed doors tonight. There won't be any fans for the Nations League game in Rijeka because of sanctions placed on Croatia. The hosts are being punished for a swastika being marked on a pitch before a Euro 2016 qualifier. Three Lions boss Gareth Southgate says it will be a strange experience.
A strange experience. I mean, I guess we effectively do that every day of our lives. We play football in front of a handful of people watching, so it's not totally unique, but for a match situation in an international, very different.
Eastleigh find themselves on the lookout for a new manager after the departure of Andy Hessenthaler on Monday. Hessenthaler leaves the club for struggling Dover Athletic, despite seeing his Spitfire side's form on the up in recent weeks. Ben Strevens will take interim charge for this weekend's Hampshire derby against Aldershot Town. Adam White has more.
There's a change of scenery in the Eastleigh managerial office this week. Andy Hessenthaler left his role as Eastleigh manager on Monday to move closer to home in Kent, taking charge of Dover Athletic. And yet it's still very much business as usual, with preparations continuing for non-league day on Saturday. Taking up the hot seat is Ben Strevens, who, alongside goalkeeper coach Ross Flitney, will be in interim charge ahead of the visit of Aldershot Town this weekend.
I've got to carry on the good work that Andy Hessenthaler did. We was all gutted as a football club, as a playing staff, and a coaching staff. We was gutted that he's left. We understood his reasoning behind it. We respected his decision, and we left here on good terms.
The Silver Lake has been a busy place to work this week, in particular for director Tom Coffey, one of the main men involved in the whirlwind managerial process of the past week.
The call from Dover last Monday, I believe it was, asking to approach Andy. As a club, we've had quite a good relationship with Andy since he's been here, so we thought the right thing to do was to speak to him and see what his thoughts were on the situation. We had the same situation happen a couple of weeks ago when another club came in for him and he decided not to speak to them. And I think it's been well documented that the geography for him to go to Dover, it made sense for him. Whilst we didn't want to lose him as a club, we've done everything we tried to keep him, but at the end of the day, geography did win.
With Dover scheduled to visit the Silver Lake at the beginning of December, Hessenthaler will be sat in the opposite dugout for the first time. But this week there will be a different face in the manager's seat, with the inherited form being far from rubbish. Sitting in 10th place, the Spitfires have experienced somewhat of a revival in recent weeks, winning 4 on the bounce and now on a 6-game unbeaten run.
Taking good strides from this time last year. We had a little bit of a tricky period, but I think we'll put that down to probably the injuries we had at the time. Everyone's fit now. We've really kicked on this last sort of month or so, with positive results. And the boys are getting better and better, and we're enjoying watching them play.
The latest victory came away at Braintree Town. Goals from Paul McCallum and the first of the season for Chris Zabrowski gave Eastleigh another valuable 3 points away from home.
There's a confidence amongst the group, and not a arrogance in terms of we think we're the best team in the league or anything like that, but a confidence that if we play well, keep doing what we've been doing, working hard, then hopefully the results will come and follow on.
Coffey agrees that the confidence felt by the team will mean that the events of the past week shouldn't have effect on the side.
It's an unusual situation which happened where we lose a manager going to probably a team which is below us at the moment, but the players on the pitch have been performing fine, so we got to keep that. Strevs knows the team well. He won't look to be changing up too much. He'll want to put his own ideas on it, but we've got to keep doing what we're doing going forward. And if we keep doing as we will, there's no reason why we can't achieve what we all wanted to achieve since the start of the season, which is playoffs and hopefully promotion.
The process of finding a new man to take charge has already begun, with the interim pairing very much in the running for the full-time post.
So as soon as we found out Andy did want to go, we sat down with Strevs and Roscoe, and they were more than happy to step into the role that they're going to step into. They're fully aware we will be interviewing for the job and taking CVs, and it's only right for us to do that. It's down to them now to lose the job. Now they've got a couple of weeks to prove themselves, and if they do, I'm sure that it'll be the right thing for everyone going forward. But we've got a chance here to do things properly again and maybe look at going down a different route to perhaps how we've gone down in the past.
In 24 hours' time, over 1,000 fans will be celebrating non-league day at the Silver Lake, with National League strugglers Aldershot Town the visitors. Whether the grass is greener on the other side for Hessenthaler remains to be seen. Adam White, Solent Sport News.
Winchester FC are 90 minutes away from making club history in the FA Cup. The Citizens have never made it to the first round proper, but are 1 game away thanks to Solent University student Tyrell Mitford. The star striker spoke to Angus Mullen.
University life for most is a struggle at the best of times, but Solent student Tyrell Mitford has taken his marketing degree course, part-time work and the small role of being the FA Cup's current top scorer in his stride. The 21-year-old has fired his semi-professional side Winchester City within 90 minutes of the official FA Cup draw, having scored 5 goals in 4 FA Cup games so far this season. Winchester City next face a huge step up against Torquay FC a week on Saturday, but Tyrell is confident in his side's role as the underdog.
I definitely think we can get to the next round. Obviously, they're a bigger side than us. They have more money, they have more fans. They were a professional side. They were in League Two a few years ago, but they have got relegated. They haven't had a great start to the season, but at the end of the day, it's more about us than it is about them.
Mitford's matchday heroics have galvanised the fans, as the striker has scored winning goals in 3 of 4 FA Cup outings so far, including a stunning hat-trick against Merthyr Town, away from home where the fans played their part.
I've seen the fans come to the game that are from the Winchester area. Some of the fans that literally are dedicated to Winchester. I've never seen anything like it before. The fans are amazing. They come away to Merthyr on the trip, all the way to Wales. Bus broke down, so we were stuck there for ages, and they were just in a great mood the whole time. The fans are a big reason why we are doing so well, because they push us even more.
However, despite the opportunity of a lifetime ahead of him, Ty is adamant that university comes first. Having been let go by Fulham and Queen's Park Rangers at a young age, Mitford is aware how much can change in a short amount of time, but for now he's enjoying balancing the 3.
I prioritise uni, and then football comes next, and then obviously work comes third, but I make sure that uni always is a priority, get my work done first. I don't mind balancing everything around because it keeps me busy, because at points last year I wasn't working, I was just at uni and I was playing football, and I wasn't playing very well at football last year, and I wasn't as keen as I was this year.
And with the support of manager Craig Davis fully behind him, it's looking likely that Mitford can continue this form that saw him score 30 goals for Team Solent in his first year.
The stats speak for itself, but other than the stats, the way he's fitted in, absolutely first class. We spoke to him in the summer about coming in, and we took a bit of a chance on him. Let's say we're getting more than our money's worth from him, that's for sure. He's been absolutely first class, and a credit to himself.
And whilst last year's FA Cup top scorer Will Grigg was terrifying defences, there might yet be a new song in the terraces in the weeks to come if there's more moves like Mitford's.
There's a big weekend of sport for our Solent University teams.
Yes, but that's only one thing that the players have been talking about since the start of the new term, a rise in membership fees.
For more on this story, we can cross live to the Solent Basketball Arena and our reporter Albert Coulker.
Yes, thank you. We are here ahead of the women's basketball team, who are about to start training in the next few minutes or so. As you said, there's been a rising fee across all BOC teams, with Team Solent raising the fees by up to a quarter, which is around £30. This has led to mixed views and to everyone not essential. We spoke to a few first-team players and gained their opinions.
Last year it was 120. At the time I felt like it was too high then, so for it rising to 150, I feel like for students that have much money, I feel like it's not very affordable. And if it was cheaper, then it would encourage players to play. The uni obviously want to do well and compete in the BUCS League, so you want to have kind of as many players as possible available to pick from.
Well, I only found out this week, and I struggled to pay the 120 that it was last year, so the increase now is, obviously there's nothing we can do about it, but I don't agree with it. I think it's rubbish. I think for what we get, we shouldn't be paying anywhere near that much.
That was one of the views of the players there today. We also spoke to the head team coach, CJ Lee.
Some of the rises, £50, £30, they're reasonably significant. And if you were paying £50 less last year, you might think twice about whether that's where you want to spend your money. New students, they won't know any different. The price will be what it is, and playing sport is a big part of the student experience. It's it's a unique opportunity to engage with a wide range of sport.
However, they've been meeting on. We have contacted Team Solent this week on the issue ahead. However, they have not responded to the issue. However, next week, on Monday, there'll be a meeting where it will be addressed. Back to the studio.
Stumps at the end of day 1 sees West Indies finish on 295 for 7 against host India in the Hyderabad. A partnership of 104 between Roston Chase and captain Jason Holder made India take the second new ball for the first time in 2 tours. Holder had the second biggest contribution of 52 runs off 92 balls.
UFC champion Khabib Nurmagomedov has been suspended following his victory over Conor McGregor. Zubara Tuagov allegedly struck McGregor, leaving his upcoming fight cancelled. Khabib has now stated he may leave the organisation as a result of his compatriot's treatment. McGregor has also been suspended.
20-year-old George Russell will become part of a British trio in Formula 1 next season. Russell has been signed up by Williams, who are looking to win a race for the first time since 2012. Having participated in Formula 2, Russell is confident he's made the right decision signing for Williams.
Williams is an extremely historic team with one of the greatest in the history of Formula 1. They've brought so many great drivers into Formula 1 over the years, Jenson Button, Coulthard, Rosberg. So I really felt like that was a fantastic place for me to start my Formula 1 career.
Although some people may not agree, Quidditch is a sport. Team UK placed third in the International Quidditch Association World Cup in 2016.
Though the teams don't fly, they still use sticks to navigate around the field. Our reporter Jake Smith went to Southampton Common to give us the inside look of what a Quidditch looks like in the Muggle world.
Believe it or not, Quidditch is considered an actual sport. From the silver screen to the muddy fields up and down the country, J.K. Rowling's creation has come to life. Here on the city's common, Southampton Quidditch Club have come together for their first training session of the season. Unfortunately, the players cannot fly, but the rules for Muggle Quidditch do not sway too far from those in the renowned Harry Potter series. We spoke to coach Kerry Aziz, who has represented the UK at national level as a player and coached the Irish national side.
There are a few key differences between obviously the game in the movies and the game that we've done. So we've adapted it for the real world. So obviously the main thing is like flying. So we obviously can't fly. We haven't got like magnets or whatever. So how we do it is essentially, for example, in rugby, the handicap is you can't throw the ball forward. In the handicap in netball is you can't run with the ball. Our handicap is the broom. So that has to be between your legs at all time when you're playing, and that just adds another element of complexity to the game.
The team is made mainly from university students from both Solent and the University of Southampton, and Kerry has been impressed by the new freshers.
So turnout for freshers, we had a pretty good turnout this year. So because a lot of our players have graduated last year, our player base has gone down, so we wanted to recruit like a lot more new people. We've managed to get some really good freshers in, which makes me quite excited for this season.
It may come as a surprise, but Quidditch is a fast-paced physical affair, and injuries are not uncommon. The Southampton team play in a Southern-based Quidditch Cup, and if they are successful they will qualify for European competition. For some, this training session was a first taster of Quidditch, and Yun Sang Lee was one of these people.
Like the main sports I play is is boxing and rugby and football, so it's quite different though. Like the reason why I wanted to try Quidditch is I wanted to try something new, and so far Quidditch is really interesting though. Obviously you can't fly, that's the main only downside, but it's really fun. Like you got like three different like positions, such as chaser, who's like an attacker of football, and you have a beater who's like a defender, and a keeper who's like a keeper. Also, yeah, it's quite interesting. So today I tried as a chaser and I scored one, and it was really good fun. And also it's really intense as well though. Like, I mean, we did have subs, but still, like, it was just full sprint for like 6 minutes, so it's quite intense, I think.
Whatever your preconceptions, there is no doubt that Quidditch is a sport on the rise, and could be taken more seriously in years to come. Jake Smith reporting for Goat Media.
Thanks for joining us today, and make sure you follow us on Twitter @SolentSportsNews.
We'll be back next week. Goodbye.